they go.
Explosive Matter hits the Colonial easily. Underway.
Starting fast outside here is Brett Messenger to the early. Five and 4 the halftime. Just over 3 to go. At the top of the stretch.
Well, hello there, Kim Asabi, and welcome to PA Harness Week. The season is winding down, dwindling down to a priceless few. Right, Heather?
I'm already upset about it.
Oh, as Paul Revere and the Raiders would say, you shouldn't take it so hard. Anyway, let's talk about a couple of things. Coming up later in the show, we're going to have racing here from Harrah, Philly, and also from the Big M. Good stuff going on there. But first, we want to talk about, there's a lot of conversation going on about Pacer of the Year. I think at this point, would you agree that everybody has sort of given the Horse of the Year to Be a Magician? Would you think so, pretty much? It's a slam dunk?
Since she is undefeated, yeah. I mean, I think people are swaying toward Horse of the Year for Be a Magician, you know. However, the votes have not been counted up or anything. The ballots just went out. So, you know, I'm not sitting here and saying who I'm voting for Horse of the Year or Pacer of the Year for that matter. But Pacer of the Year is really a tight deal there. You know, we're talking Foiled again. There's Captain Treacherous. I love the Nightlife, too.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a biggie on there. I think some of the people are like, she's a filly, whatever. We're going for the Glamour Boys or, you know. But, yeah, she was a monster.
Completely. And the other thing is, this is all based upon opinion. You know, it's not right or wrong. It's just yours to own.
Exactly.
But the two big horses people are talking about right now are Captain Treacherous and Foiled Again, that great little horse with a big heart. But here's the thing. If Captain Treacherous doesn't go against the free-for-all, it's the Meadowlands and the TVG pace, where he gets a second over trip and backs up and he's spaghetti in the stretch, he probably wins Pacer of the Year. Because he doesn't get beaten by Foiled Again.
Oh, I don't know. I totally disagree with that.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, let me just go through everything. Captain Treacherous is a 3-year-old pacing colt, okay?
Got it.
Had an incredible year. Yeah, he was beaten a couple times, but oh my goodness. When he won, and that was a tough division, when he won, it was like you didn't think he was going to win.
Right.
And he has so much guts, so much heart, so amazing. So anyway, a huge legit shot for Pacer of the Year. Then there's Foiled Again, the older Pacer here. Okay, Foiled Again. He's 9 years old and
Almost 10?
Almost 10 years old. And he didn't have quite as many wins.
No.
But he was grinding it out. And of course, even though I think you're supposed to just focus on the year stats, a lot of people are looking at Foiled Again as a whole. You know, he's a $6 million man now.
Not as a horse, as a whole? You know, here's the other thing. He's got 18 losses. Can a horse who lost 18 times during the 2013 campaign really be Pacer of the Year?
Well, you know what? That's a good question. Because I know one person who thinks Foiled Again should probably be Pacer of the Year.
You think?
Yeah. His name's Yannick Gingras.
Why don't we get a closer look at what somebody thinks who's on the inside about who should be Pacer of the Year?
Well, I mean, I think you know, he's raced against the toughest competition of all the Pacers. You know, I mean, he's got to race 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds. You know what I mean? And they, you know, he's had, I think, 29-30 start this year. So, you know, he's definitely had to race the longest. You know, he's been going since March, I guess, and like I said, against the toughest group. If we don't have Pacer of the Year, it's not like, no, I don't think it'd be like you got robbed or nothing like that. You know, I mean, Captain Treacherous is definitely a well-deserved, you know, nominee and maybe a winner. You know, I mean, he's had a great year himself. But like I said, you know, I mean, he's had to race against 3-year-olds, you know what I mean, like and against one crop. You know, Foil's had to race against 5 crops, you know. So I think that, to me, that's what would be the deciding factor. But like I said, he's a great horse, and you know, he deserves the award probably as much as Foil does.
Well, he's a great horse for one, you know, and I believe the 3-year-old division is Glamour Boys of the season. You know, they have to, you know, race all season. He won all the big races, $1 million races, the Meadowlands Pace, North American Cup, and he danced in all the big ones. So, you know, he started at the very beginning and he ended out the year. And, you know, it was a hard step at the end of the year. He tried to go against the big boys and he only got beat 2 lengths, and that's hard for a 3-year-old to do. He's the last one in, you know, 15, 20 years to even even try it. And, you know, he stepped up and he only got beat 2 lengths. Some of the best horses ever put harnesses on.
The plot thickens. Well, there's cases being made all over the place. I don't want to leave out I Love the Nightlife. Like you mentioned before, she lost 2 times all year. And one time, her last loss, she lost to Charisma Hanover, who was the hot horse of the moment, and got parked a mile every step and only got beat this much. Right. So that didn't diminish what she did. But I think if she did anything, She Be Stingin' stands as the best reason that I Love the Nightlife should be considered, because She Be Stingin', as good as she was, fastest female ever, and the last race in the Naughty Little Bell, she walked away from Charisma Hanover, and she just crushed them all like dogs, last half in 53-4, and I Love the Nightlife never lost to her.
My goodness, he really knows his stuff.
I know my harness racing girlfriend. All right, stick around. When we come back, we'll have a look at the Dan Patch Awards and the presentation of such coming up, so don't go away.
When it's your time to shine, what will you do? At Mohegan Sun, wherever tonight takes you, it's your time to shine.
Hello there, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. She's Heather Vitale. I'm Steve Ross. Boy, these are exciting times, aren't they, Heather?
Oh, man, they
I'm
are.
talking about amazing stuff. The Meadowlands, the guys at the Meadowlands in the video department put together a really nifty piece on the Dan Patch, and we want to take this opportunity to thank Oz Colin, our buddy who takes care of us all year long, gets us all the races. Thank you, Oz. A big salute to you. And Ken Workington voiced this over. This is really a nice piece about the Dan Patch Awards.
Harness racing certainly enjoyed its share of stars in 2013, resulting in numerous unprecedented performances and world records, epic battles, and a fiery Horse of the Year debate that will continue to rage on long after the trophies are handed out. Here's a look at all 12 divisions and the Dan Patch Award picks. It's no surprise Hall of Famer Jimmy Takter had a lock on the top 2-year-old trotters. And in the filly department, Shake It Carrie made her biggest statements in the Mary Annabelle and the Breeders' Crown, both with stakes records. Ron Pierce drove the daughter of Donato Hanover, who will likely face several rematches with world champion Cooler Schooner in 2014. Jimmy Takter and Yannick Gingras have had nothing but high praise for the standout 2-year-old trotter of 2013, Father Patrick. After losing his second parimutuel start, the Cantab Hall colt reeled off 9 in a row, including major wins in the Peter Houghton Memorial, William Wellwood Memorial, and Breeders' Crown, making Father Patrick the early favorite for the 2014 Hambletonian. Even though she finished 8th as the beaten favorite in the Breeders' Crown, Precocious Beauty had done enough damage on both sides of the border for Doug and Greg McNair. The Art Major filly fashioned a 6-race winning streak, which included the She's a Great Lady at Mohawk and both Grand Circuit events at the Red Mile. The homebred posted a world record of 150-1 and banked almost $500,000. All it took was $3,000 and a dream, and David Maneri cashed in on the undefeated He's Watching. The king of the New York Sire Stakes went 8 for 8 with 2 world records and numerous track records and just under $300,000 with Jim Morrill Jr. in the bike. Half interest in the son of American Ideal was sold to Mascara Racing Trust. Trainer Nifty Norman's knack for trotting fillies produced the richest of all time in 2013 with the undefeated Horse of the Year favorite, Be a Magician. The daughter of Cadabra didn't need any hocus pocus to dominate her division, punctuated by a world record of 151 in the Stanley Dancer and a stakes record in both the Hambletonian Oaks and Breeders' Crown. It certainly didn't hurt to have Brian Sears in the sulky either, en route to a Trotter of the Year slam dunk. The long, tough road through key victories in the Hambletonian and Canadian Trotting Classic led to a scratch in the Breeders' Crown. Yet Royalty for Life's $1.3 million season may have been enough to edge the very consistent Spider Blue Chip. Brian Sears teamed up with trainer George Ducharme to give Royalty for Life, a homebred by RC Royalty, a well-deserved spotlight. Firmly entrenched in the Horse of the Year conversation, I Love the Nightlife carved out a dominant 12-race winning streak in a $1 million season for Tim Tetrick and trainer Chris Ryder. The Rock and Roll Hanover filly with a mark of 148-4 scored major wins in the Fan Hanover, James Lynch Memorial, Mistletoe Chalet, Miss New Jersey, Valley Forge, Jugette, and Breeders' Crown. The 2013 season presented near-perfect conditions to sail with the captain. Captain Treacherous from the great first crop of Some Beach Somewhere was the sport's leading money winner with over $2 million. Had his sights on Horse of the Year and was looking for back-to-back Pacer of the Year honors. With Tim Tetrick driving for trainer Tony Alagna, the colt with a flair for the dramatic captured the North American Cup, Max Hemp, Meadowlands Pace, Cane Pace, Bluegrass, Tattersalls, Breeders' Crown, and American National. Emerging from the shadows of Check Me Out as a 3-year-old, Maven came back with a late-season surge in 2013, which included 2 world records and a crushing Breeders' Crown victory for Yannick Gingras and trainer Jonas Arneson. The millionaire daughter of Glidemaster even faced the boys in the American National and finished second to Market Share. After coming out with a flurry in 2013, Market Share had to bounce back from a 7-race losing skid to prevail in a wide-open division for older trotters for Tim Tetrick and trainer Linda Toscano. The 2012 Hambletonian hero romped in the Maple Leaf Trot in July, but then it wasn't until late October when he won the Breeders' Crown by a nose, then steamrolled in both the American National and the TVG Free-for-All Trot Final. In a tough competitive division, Rocklamation may have a slight edge over 2-time defending champion Androvette. The potent combination of Yannick Gingras and trainer Ron Burke were front and center in a division of the Golden Girls and the Milton Stakes. The consistent 5-year-old by Rock and Roll Hanover was also second in the Betsy Ross, the Artiscape, and Breeders' Crown, and third in the Roses Are Red, Lady Liberty, and Alarage Farm. In one of the tightest Dan Patch Award races, Foiled Again earned the nod over Pet Rock in the open pace category. Driven by Yannick Gingras and trained by Ron Burke, who broke his own records with over 1,000 wins and $20 million in 2013, the 9-year-old 2-time defending champion by Dragon Again twice beat Pet Rock by a nose in the Ben Franklin and Breeders' Crown, and capped his late season role with a dramatic victory in the TVG Free-for-All Pace Final, making him harness racing's first $6 million horse. The Dan Patch Awards honors harness racing's finest, and there was certainly no shortage of standouts and tight races in 2013, including a great battle for Horse of the Year. The votes will be tallied, the stars will gather, and the hardware will be handed out on one stellar night, Sunday, February 23rd.
That feature really gets me psyched up for the Dan Patch Awards.
Absolutely.
The end of February, it's going to be in Dover, Delaware.
I'll be there.
One of my home tracks. Oh, you will be? You're coming?
Well, it's close proximity. I'll be there. You know?
Okay.
If I got to get in a plane, it's a whole different story, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm helping MC the awards, too. Yes, I am. So I'm really, really excited about that.
Be still my heart.
Yeah. I might have to get dress approval, just so you know.
You doing opera gloves, the whole 9 yards?
Well, no, I'm talking about your dressing approval. Like, you need to send me pictures so that I can approve what you're going to wear.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Just saying. Let's get back to the racing action, shall we? There was snow, as you know, on Sunday, and Harrisville got canceled after 2 races, but there was action aplenty on Monday. It's a condition trot. Winners over $25,000 in their lifetime. 30 dimes on the line. Number 6, Tax Delight with Dave Miller was the 3-2 chalk. Number 8, DW's NY Yank was 2-1 with Yannick Gingras. Number 7, Traverse Sealster with Ron Pierce was 4-1. And here's the call.
Not Afraid and He's Perfect shows speed as well. In Your Room was up close but made a break in stride, as did Trading Places. Meanwhile, DW's New York Yank down the far outside has gained into second and drives on to push Green Day through the first turn. Green Day, 2007 Yonkers Trot winner, has just been overtaken by DW's New York Yank, who's looking for 4 straight wins. DW's New York Yank has cleared Green Day through a 27-1 first quarter. 2 farther back to Not Afraid in third, and He's Perfect is 4th. Tax Delight is 5th. Traverse Sealster is 6th. These 6 covered by 8 lengths with a circuit to go. The 2 stragglers are Trading Places and In Your Room after having made breaks in stride, and as they bank into the bridge turn, DW's New York Yank continues to call the shots. DW's New York Yank a length and 3/4 in front from Green Day sitting second. Tax Delight moved first over and has taken third, now within 3/4 of a length of second and 2.5 from the lead. Not Afraid is a locked in 4th. Traverse Sealster is second over with 4 to make up, a length to And He's Perfect, who has room to move third over with 3/8 to go. The front 6 are covered by just 4.5 lengths. Far back still to Trading Places and In Your Room, the trailing pair, well past a 57.5 mile. 5/16 to go. The pressure's on DW's New York Yank right now as Tax Delight is gained facing the breeze to within a half length. Tax Delight is sustaining his bid well, now to within a neck as they hit the final 3/16. Green Day starts to labor a bit from the pocket, joined wide by Traverse Sealster. They're a joint third turning for home. 3/4 and 125 flat. Off the corner, it is DW's New York Yank digging in to hold Tax Delight at bay. They're joined widest of all by Traverse Sealster with a late bid. Green Day driven to stay on, Not Afraid up the pegs, rallying late, down to the line, photo finish, Not Afraid.
To the surprise of absolutely no one, DW's NY Yank left and set the pace. He even got away with a cheap 30-second second quarter. Like 30 seconds is pedestrian. That's like walking, okay? He looked to be home free until number 1, Not Afraid, off at 8-1 with Corey Callahan, kept grinding and grinding, finally nailing the Yanksters, both of them, if you count NY Yank and Yannick Gingras as both Yanks. I don't know.
All right, yeah, that's stretching it, but I got you there.
He beat him on the money by a sneeze in 154-4. Number 5, Green Day, off at 6-1 with Trace. Tetrick got third, and stick around when we come back. We'll have more exciting action from Harrah's Philly, and also our lovely Kelly caught up with international driving champion Jody Jamieson.
Feel the action. Get a taste of victory. Spice things up. And play to win. Mohegan Sun, off-track wagering. Allentown, Carbondale, East Stroudsburg. Always leave happy.
Hello there, harness racing fans, and welcome back to PA Harness Week. She's Heather Vitale, I'm Steve Ross. More action aplenty. Harrah's Philly, Phillies and Mares in the spotlight, and Harrah's Heather has that for you. Huh?
Wow. I came up with that title. Very nice. Harrah's Heather. Oh, I like that. Okay, yes, Phillies and Mares here. Pacers, with a claiming price of $10,000 to $12,500. The purse is $9,500. Number 7 for All We Know is the even money favorite. Won this class last time out, and in gigantic fashion. Number 4 is Gold Star Legend. Now she's looking for 3 wins in a row, and number 5 is BJ Sky, the better choice here. Better choice to be third here. Gets to I didn't want to confuse anybody there, since I get confused easily myself.
I'm sure you're not confused at all with that. The better choice to be third.
She gets the driving services of Eric Carlson.
Gold Star Legend is tackled now on the outside by BJ Sky. BJ Sky sticks a neck in front just before the 5/16 marker. CC Ray is 2.5 off the lead, but towed up into third, loosely tracking cover. For All We Know starts to labor at the pegs. 4 from the front, overtaken for 4th by Mickey Blue. Now they're taking a bit closer order to BJ Sky. Gold Star Legends fighting back at the inside. CC Ray angles 3 wide in the final 3/16. 3/4 and 125-1, and the field turns for home. Gold Star Legend fighting back at the inside, sticks a nose just in front, but BJ Sky's digging back in. CC Ray, just at that one pace, has been passed for third down the stand side by Nutmeg Cider, who's rallying down the grandstand side. Nutmeg Cider 69-1.
It was quite the action-packed race here with a few lead changes, and then the favorite ends up going off stride in the stretch. I know that's always fun for the fans, the bettors. And then the horse who's actually last at the 3/4 pole ends up winning. Who was that? It's Nutmeg Cider with Trace Tetrick in the bike, picking up a win in 155-2. And this is this mare's very first win of the year. Okay. Yeah, her first win of the year. She does it in like gigantically because obviously she is last at the 3/4 pole and wins, and she pays a huge price of $140.20 to win.
I don't know why she pays such a price. After all, she only waited till the middle of December to win her first race.
She was like, I got some Christmas gifts to buy as well.
Good point. All right, the very next race on Monday, it was race 13. Condition trotters now winners at 12-5, last 5 starts. 17 times on the line. Number 4 is Zito Mira with Jackie Ingracia was 2-1 chalk. Number 3, Sheena's Shadow 5-2 with Ron Pierce. Number 1, Armour Hanover with Mike Simons was 5-1. And with a call, our buddy James Withright.
Good beginning for Zito Mira from the center of the racetrack. Charming Dreams forwardly placed, and so is Major Herbie down the outer, moving up into third. Sheena's Shadow came away in fourth, and the 3-year-old filly is 6 lengths off the lead of Zito Mira early on. Armour Hanover's in the 5th position, followed by Fool's Revenue and Sand Top Gun. Backstreet Hanover's dropped out to last. 27-4 for the first quarter mile. They move in front of us the first time. Lady J and Zito Mira lead Charming Dream by 2.5. Major Herbie's 2 back in third. Sheena's Shadow is 4th. Armour Hanover is 5th. And moving to the outside to be tracked by Fool's Revenue on the bridge turn. Sand Top Gun is 3rd over. Still with 9 lengths to make up. And now Fool's Revenue's dropped out to last as Backstreet Hanover moves up a couple positions while saving ground. 8 lengths would cover the lot through a 57 3/2 mile. Fool's Revenue made a break in stride. And Zito Mira holds clear by 2 with 3/8 to go. Armour Hanover's taken second spot wide of Charming Dream, who starts to gap the pocket. Sheena's Shadow's up within 3.5 lengths of the lead while 2nd over. Major Herbie's locked in. Sand Top Gun is 3rd over with 5 lengths to find. A length better than Backstreet Hanover in traffic trouble. And Fool's Revenue on a canter dropped out a long last. 3/4 in 126 2. Inside the final 3/16, Zito Mira is bracing for the oncoming challenge of Armour Hanover, who's up within 3/4 of a length down the outer. Fanning wider still off the turn. Sheena's Shadow's trying to put together a late rally, and Zito Mira is called upon for everything she's got in the final 16. Backstreet Hanover is rallying up the inside and taking over Backstreet Hanover 16-1.
Zito Mira cut the mile and was whistling a happy tune until number 6, Backstreet Hanover, obviously named after the boys, a 16-1 bomber with Eric Carlson, and dead last in the stretch, came from the men's room and passed them all, winning by a couple in 156 flat. Zito Mira was 2nd. Number 7, Charming Dream, off at 6-1 with Trace Tetrick, got 3rd. And our Kelly Connors caught up with Jody Jamieson to find out some really interesting stuff when she got to chat with him one-on-one. Check this out.
Thanks, Heather and Steve. We're here with one of the leading drivers in the sport, Jody Jamieson. Jody, a lot of racing fans seeing your names down in those big races, but I want to know more about you and how you first got involved in the sport of harness racing.
Well, I'm a 3rd-generation horseman from the east coast of Canada. My grandfather trained and raced horses and traded horses as well. Actually, that's how we got into the game. My dad was an off-and-on horseman, before I was born, and I guess when I was about 5, he became a full-time horseman and, turned it into a career. And, he's been really successful in Ontario and in North America for that matter. But, I just got my license when I could. And, it was a slow start, but, as far as driving is concerned, but, I got some great drives from great people, my dad being the #1 guy, but getting a chance to drive some horses that had considered in races, that was part of the thing that really turned the tides for my career, and, it's taken off from there.
Was there ever any doubt in your mind? I mean, harness racing's in your blood. Did you ever think you'd do something else?
There was actually a little bit of a doubt, maybe the first or second year that I had my driver's license. I always wanted to be a driver, but I kind of want, you always want to be the world's best driver kind of thing, and I kind of strived to do that. But really, in my second year, it wasn't really paying dividends like I thought it might, and it was actually a lot more difficult than I ever anticipated. So yeah, there was some doubts, but I didn't really know anything else, so I just kept pushing and kept trying to win races, and this is what it's turned into.
Any big races that you'd like to be in the winner's circle following in your career?
The Breeders' Crown is always great. It's just passed here in Pennsylvania, so it's nice to be part of that. Whenever you can win a race, and it's they say it all comes down to the Breeders' Crown. Those are the ones to win.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We wish you plenty of luck throughout the season. We'll catch up with you again.
Thanks a lot.
Send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Jody. Continued success to you. Stick around. When we come back, we are going to go up to the Big M, and it's going to be the Reynolds Memorial. Don't go away.
Here comes Twilight Bonfire, who's been parked so far and is being urged on by Tim Tetrick here.
Tonight, it's ladies' night. The lights are low, and the stakes are high. Sometimes ladies' night is just a date night in disguise. At Mohegan Sun, wherever tonight takes you, it's your time to shine.
Hello to you. Welcome back to PA Harness Week. She's Heather. I'm Steve. And let's do something, Heather, we haven't done in a long time. And I'm kind of pining away for it, getting a little nostalgic. You know, it's this thing. It's time to go in the bike. That felt good. All right, time now to go to the actual race. It was the Reynolds Memorial Pace, and Heather's got that for you and all the details.
Yes, I do. The Reynolds Memorial, it's going for almost $50,000 here. It's for 3-year-old Colt Pacers. Number 3 is Twilight Bonfire. I saw him race a couple starts back at Dover, and he won in 151 and 2, and he was so huge that night. You might also remember he was second in the North America Cup this year. So, yeah, I mean, Twilight Bonfire, you know, he's been racing really tough this year. Just hasn't been one of those names that, you know, has stood out.
But he has talent.
Has talent. Number 6, Rockin' Amadeus, has Hall of Famers Jimmy Takter as a trainer and Ron Pierce as a driver. Also, Ron Pierce, congratulations to him, just notched his 9,000th career victory.
I thought he got 8,000 about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know, he did, right? He's just that good. And number 1 is Mindset driver Scott Zeron in the bike. By the way, Scott Zeron just moved to the United States recently. So, anyway, a lot going on in this race, lots of talent, 2 legs and 4 legs.
Rockin' Amadeus swings over to the cones, takes the lead with Pierce past the quarter in a brisk 27-1 down the backstretch. Here comes Twilight Bonfire, who has been parked so far and is being urged on by Tim Tetrick here, the heavy favorite coming on to challenge for the lead. Down the backstretch, Artist Knight is under a tight rein there in the 3rd spot. Rocky Mountain Guy is 4th as they approach the half mile. Mindset is gapped in 5th, and then it's Magic Trick 6th, and finally clearing Twilight Bonfire. And Tim Tetrick used hard to clear off a half of 54 and 127 seconds flat. Twilight Bonfire, Rockin' Amadeus now back in 2nd as they race the far turn. And it's Artist Knight in that 3rd spot and still on the cones. Rocky Mountain Guy urged on, stays in 4th. Mindset to the outside 5th, approaching 3/4, and Magic Trick will look to follow him. They reach 3/4, and it's Twilight Bonfire in front by a length and a quarter. Edging out of the pocket is Rockin' Amadeus. Artist Knight to the outside 3rd. Mindset 4th, 3 lengths from the lead. Then Magic Tricks to the outside. 3/4 and 122 and 4 into the stretch. It's Twilight Bonfire by 2. Twilight Bonfire, it's not over yet. Rocky Mountain Guy from the inside. It's Rockin' Amadeus into 2nd now, trying to get to him. Mindset to the outside, and then Magic Tricks. Twilight Bonfire almost home. Pierce a final move with Rockin' Amadeus. Not enough. Twilight Bonfire.
Tim Tetrick gets Twilight Bonfire to the front by the time they get by the half-mile marker. And although Rockin' Amadeus looked like he was going to win, I mean, it was just right there. Twilight Bonfire was able to hold him off and win by neck in 151 and 4. For trainer Paul Reed, 3rd was 50-1 long shot Magic Trick.
Ooh, okay, and that's going to do it for this edition of PA Harness Week. For all of us here, Bruce Casella, Kelly Connors, Charlotte McBride, and Heather Vitale. I'm Steve Ross, reminding you to pick up the pace just a taste and get high on harness.
It's only natural.
Explosive Matter wins the Colonial easily. Underway.